Morning all. Mark Hookway, Tunbridge Athletic Club here. I wouldn't normally do this, but it's the Kent County Cross Country Championships at the weekend, and I've got a copy of the programme with a list of the runners. And if they all rocked up in the senior races, I think that could be one of the best championships for many years. Now, of course, with COVID, changes in decision making, etc., it can change who's actually on the start list. But I just thought it might be worth highlighting a few, because that way, despite the awful weather forecast, which is heavy rain, although not that cold, we might get a few of the youngsters and their parents to stay around and watch what could be some intriguing senior races. Just starting with the women, if you have a look through, there's a good splattering of female athletes here who have had some great performances this winter. For Blackheath, there's Neve Bridgeston Hubbard, who's looks like before Christmas she was running pretty well, and in the summer she ran 2:08 for 800, 4:15 for 1500, and 9:29 for 3000. Then we've got at least 3 Cambridge Harriers girls who performed well in the Kent League early season and other races, and with a 3 to score championship, if they all there, they will take some beating. Though I'd like to think Tunbridge AC could challenge them, especially in the 6 to score. But we shall see. Kate Curran, she's had a couple of seconds in the Kent League. And Megan Marchant, she's been in the top 3 in the Kent Leagues. But Holly Dixon's probably their number 1 runner. And Holly won the Southern Inter-Counties cross-country championships just before Christmas. And she won a couple of Kent Leagues earlier in the season. And she also won the London Championship. So she's used to winning. And she actually beat Lucy Reed, who's going to be turning out for Tunbridge, who's, after quite a long time of injury, got 3 really good races in before Christmas, finished second in that Southern Inter-Counties to Holly, and ran 26:26 for 5 miles at Battersea in December. And then added into the mix, we got Alex Millard from Invicta, Loughborough University student, who she was 13th in the European trials at Liverpool and ran 4:16 for 1500 in the summer. So some intriguing matchups there. I look forward to, if 4 or 5 of those turn up, it could be a really, really good race, both on the individual front and on the team front. And then going to the men's side, where Owen Hind is the reigning champion, who's from Kent AC. He won in, well, it was 2020, so 2 years ago now. And maybe a lot's changed since then. I'll start with Ashford, who got Ollie Pryor, who hasn't done a lot of racing this winter. I'm not sure if his state of fitness or whether he's going to turn up, but he ran a low 51 for 10 miles in October. And we've got Marshall Smith, also of Ashford. They're very strong in the under-20s as well, with Jack and Louis Small in the under-20s. But I'm just reviewing the senior races here. So you've got those 2. And then we've got Ross Braddon for Blackheath, who ran 2:19 in the London Marathon. And he was second in the South of Thames Cross Country Championship in December. Then, and I believe he's racing cross country rather than going indoors, we've got 3:39 1500 metre runner Matt Stonier of Invicta East Kent, who had a cracking run at the European cross country trials at Liverpool back in the end of November, where he was 12th in the senior race, and then he went on to finish 23rd in the European under 23 championships in Ireland. So I've got every reason to think he might well be racing. Some of you might be able to correct me, but that's the score there. Then For Tunbridge, we've got 3 of the team members from the National Cross Country Championship winning team back in 2020. That's Ben Cole, Corey Diath, and Max Nichols, who's a mountain running international. So they're all down to race. Plus we've got Jamie Googe, who won a couple of Kent Leagues this season and the South of Thames Championship just before Christmas. And we've got James Kingston, who was 17th in the under-20 race at the European Trials at Liverpool, and a bunch of others. Hopefully we'll score for a very strong team. But perhaps leaving the best till last on the start list, and as far as I know, is expected to be racing, is an Olympic gold medalist, Alex Yee, who won an Olympic medal in the triathlon relay and a silver medal in the individual triathlon at the Tokyo Olympics this year. And I think Alex last turned out as an under-17, under-20, I think it was 2014 and 15, and he won both of those races at the county championships back then. And this is his first appearance as a senior. So the races start at, 12:35 for the senior men. I think, was that right? They've changed it. But 12:35 for the senior men, 1:35 for the senior women. The men over 12k, women over 8,350 metres. Should be good races. Multiple laps, so plenty to see. So if you're competing or supporting in some of the earlier races for the young athletes, please stay around, because potentially we've got some good athletes on show in the senior races at the Kent Championships at Brands Hatch on Saturday. That's the 8th of January. Hope to see a few of you there.